Hello, and welcome to the ShElite Showcase, episode number 5. I had to do it. I had to. I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's okay, because when I first thought it was even stupider.
Wait.
And not even that is stupid, but...
Wait, what were you thinking?
$5 foot long. That's what I was thinking, that's why I went like this.
Well, I did that because, well, first, hi, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Katie Bay Bay. There we go. I probably should introduce myself before I start talking about stories.
It's okay.
Join with me, of course, is my lovely co-host, my favorite Texan, yeehaw, my sassy senorita. I remembered this time. I had to.
Did.
My favorite person I have yet to meet in person, but will hopefully happen within the next year or two.
We've met in spirit.
We've met in spirit, basically. Sorry.
It's okay.
Miss Y2 Garcia, Savannah. I am out of it today.
It's okay. It's okay.
Whew, how are you?
I'm doing fine, honestly. I'm doing, well, alright, considering what happened last night, but we'll get into that right now.
We won't get into that. I already don't remember what I was talking about before I didn't introduce myself.
We were talking about the 5.
Oh, yes.
Because it's episode 5.
Thank you. So, before I start plugging everything, where you can find us and all that stuff, I was on the most recent episode of Smacking It Raw with Matt, and it was their 205th episode, so I did the 5 like John Cena.
Yeah.
He scoffed at me, which I get. It's fine. I'm sorry, Reek, I messed up the intro you gave me for Savannah. To be fair, you didn't send it to me, so I had to just go off of my own. Next week, we got this. Speaking of, since he's in the chat, you and I, were on the most recent episode, the 100th episode of Young Kings Wrestling. It was me, you, TC, Reek, and Malik came back after a little hiatus.
He made a return.
He made a return.
Like John Cena. He's like John Cena. He made his return.
He really did. And because we kept bringing it up that I've been on like more than him recently, which I just like hanging out with my friends and doing podcasts. It's what I do best.
So it doesn't matter whose it is.
It doesn't matter whose it is. I'll join. Shout out. Hit me up at KatieRasson13 on Twitter. I'll join your podcast. All right, let me get these plugs out of the way, and then we can start attempting the rest of this show. If you are watching us live, you are watching us on twitch.tv/SmackDrawPodcast. You can find the other shows on twitch.tv/PuttingYouOver. The video form of this and all of our other podcasts and things alike will be on youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. The audio forms are on a plethora of them. I remember looking at them the other day. Still couldn't tell you which ones they are. If you watch or if you listen to podcasts, we're on it. More than likely, 9 times out of 10. If we're not, let us know and we'll get on that platform. Yeah.
Like anything else, or are we good?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Y'all, it's been a day.
It definitely has.
So, is there anything you would like to talk about before we start like going over everything?
I mean, everything I want to talk about is what we're gonna get into.
Oh, okay.
Because it's mostly about last night.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, there is one thing.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
I just
go ahead,
thought
go
of.
ahead, go ahead.
So I guess maybe it's because you threw in the sassy senorita thing this
Mm-hmm.
time around, but you forgot something in the intro.
Oh, no.
Not sure if you remember or if you know what it is you forgot, which is fine. But I know
Oh,
it's something you
no.
said you were gonna do every intro, so I was just kind of like missing.
Oh, the Hangman Adam Page to my Adam Cole.
Yeah, we're
Oh
the
my
Adams.
god. I can't believe it.
And honestly, I know we're gonna get into it, but just I'll briefly say really quick right now
I suck.
that after last night, I realized I'm a little more like Hangman because I just can't win. I just can't win. Okay,
Shit. Oh my god.
so
Jesus,
that's
Savannah.
so yeah. I'm like I may not drink, but let me tell you, I think mentally I can relate a little bit. I just can't win, just like Hangman. But
I
we'll get
mean,
into that in
I
a bit.
mean, uh, dude, I am fucking up the intro to the show we've been doing for 5 weeks.
I know it's okay. I mean, there's gonna be slip ups.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. Like, this is basically how I feel at this point.
Oh my god, yes. Johnny Knoxville's a legend, though. I love Johnny Knoxville.
True. And Darby Allin's gonna be in the new Jackass movie. Look at that.
Yes,
Tying
he
it into wrestling.
is.
Hell yeah.
That means we need a coffin drop into the theater. Like, we gotta go, if our seats are, like, at the bottom row, you gotta go to the top and then just coffin drop to your seats.
Bruh. That'd be cool. I'd be down.
And then just have someone hold your popcorn for you because that ain't cheap, so.
That's true.
Concessions ain't cheap, so you don't want to waste them. Broken spine, that's okay.
Broken spine. You're fine.
You can walk it off, sit down. You're gonna sit anyway. Waste concessions, that's a big deal.
That's a very big deal.
Yeah.
Ow. Alright. Let's just get into the news and rumors that I have found, and then we can see if there's anything you found that I didn't.
Yeah. Just a quick question. When you went to the dentist, are you sure it wasn't Brit putting you in the lockjaw?
Honestly, I mean, it still hurts, so it probably was. I mean, she ripped out my wisdom teeth, so
And what can't Britt Baker do?
and she like broke her wrist apparently, which
I think
sucks.
Nyla broke her wrist.
Well, yeah,
Britt needs to just stop wrestling Nyla. Like,
honestly,
last time she wrestled Nyla, or at least not the last time, but I know another time she wrestled Nyla, she was out for months because she tore her ACL or something like that. She got a very bad knee injury.
Was that from the match with Nyla?
Yes, it was. And now I'm like, that's why she said, like, that's why she brought it up on Dynamite. Like,
Did you?
yeah, because, yeah, it was with Nyla when she got her knee injury. Now it was with Nyla that she got her wrist injury.
Which sucks, but she's still cleared to wrestle apparently, so that's good.
Fucking badass, if you ask me.
She is a badass. But, so some things I found and I've heard through the grapevine. Ring of Honor is apparently having an all-women show.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like an episode. I don't think it's a pay-per-view, but like it's like another
It's their quest for gold. I just happened to see it on Twitter, and I kind of just cause what's her, like Maria Kanellis, like I think was like tweeting about it or something. Yeah. So I was like, that's freaking cool, good for them, because we know that next month is NWA's all women's pay-per-view, which I'm still very excited about. Empower with 3 R's. We got to see the return of Ridge Holland to NXT. For those who don't remember him, he was a part of Pat McAfee's group of goons in the beginning. Going after the Undisputed Era, rest in peace, and blew out both of his legs. Like, and then he was on the shelf, and he just came back. So
he blew out both of his legs?
Yeah, that's why he was gone.
I knew he was injured. I just didn't realize that was the injury. I didn't know that was a diagnosis.
Both of his legs were just wrecked. Swear.
Shit. Is there a video of that, or is there like...
If you go to his Twitter, I think he has like pictures of like his cast or something, or like maybe when he like
Oh.
got it diagnosed. I don't remember, but I remember him blowing both of his legs out, which just sucks.
Oh, that just, that just, I don't know. That just
It
thinking
rubs you the
about
wrong
like,
way. Yeah,
yeah,
it's cringy.
just thinking about it.
Um, and speaking of NXT, my man Samoa Joe is cleared to fucking wrestle.
And
Let's go! That's what we've been
I
waiting
know,
for.
and he's now gonna be like an active member on the roster, right?
He went to the ring. He gave William Regal a contract, resigning from NXT management. Regal signed it. A contract to be an active member of the NXT roster. Regal signed it. And then a contract for an NXT title match with Cross at TakeOver. And that shit better be in Vegas because I'm finna buy a ticket. I don't even care. Just saying.
I think it will be in Vegas, and honestly, I'm just glad to see that Samoa Joe's not only going to be back competing, but it's in NXT, so you're at least okay. You can take a big sigh of relief. He's not going to get buried. He's not going to be misused. Everything's going to be okay.
Everything will be okay, guys.
I know it's going to be okay. Okay.
Which I saw that and I got so excited. I was just like, when he came out to the ring, we were just like, he has to be cleared.
Yeah.
Once they brought him back, everyone was just like, well, he's cleared, like he's gonna start wrestling. And now he is, and all is right with the world. And Samoa Joe's gonna be champion, and then he's gonna face Walter at like the whatever thing, because then that match is gonna be fire. You know, worlds collide.
That is gonna.
That's what it is.
Yes. I'm like that thing. I was like.
You knew what I was talking about, though, right?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to see if you'd like if it'd come to you.
I'm surprised, honestly. With how today is going so far,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that happened.
I'm sorry, but it's like WWE's like, we work with other companies. Look, NXT and
NXT UK! Fucking
wow.
idiots.
We
Idiots.
play well with others.
Yeah, good job. I like that. I feel like I'm constantly shitting on WWE, but I mean, I am. But I will always love WWE. Like, I love AEW. I love both.
Yeah, I've said this before. Because I've been asked, well, why do you still watch it? Like, and first of all, I'm not even one to complain. I'm not even one to, like, compare it to AEW. I'm not one to say, like, oh, fuck this, like, fuck WWE. I'm never, yeah, I'll talk shit like this, but I will never, like, I guess, say shit where I, like, completely go against it, if that makes sense. Or I say, like, oh, why do people watch this? And, like, this is the worst. I don't do shit like that.
Because people are allowed to have their own opinions and like what they like.
Yeah. But like when we talk about, like, for example, shit like this, it's the way I see it, and I said this before on my Instagram story, is that it's like your sibling. At least with me, with my fucking siblings, you may not always like your sibling, but you'll always love your sibling no matter what. And sometimes they'll piss you off. Sometimes they'll do things that you love, but at the end of the day, you can't pull away from them. You know, you're you're stuck with them, and that's okay. You know. That's the way I see it, at least, especially with the WWE. Because there's things AEW has done that has completely pissed me off. New Japan hardly ever happens. It happened like once, and that was just getting rid of the IWGP and heavyweight and intercontinental titles and unifying them to create that ugly ass belt. That's the only thing I've ever had a problem with New Japan. But
I mean, yeah. we're gonna have issues with all the things we like, but that's okay.
Exactly. But we still love them.
Exactly. Still speaking about WWE, apparently it is still being rumored and keeps getting rumored that the Queen of the Ring tournament will happen. But I kept seeing reports, I don't even know if I can call them reports, a bunch of people talking about how the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament are apparently going to be held in Saudi Arabia. Now, I think if you're going to do Queen of the Ring, you just make it its own pay-per-view.
For sure. I think, or like, at least like, I agree. Make it its own pay-per-view, like, make a Queen of the Ring pay-per-view, but the main event will be, like, the finals.
Exactly. Kind of
and
like
then
they
you
did
can
with
have
like
another
Evolution, where
another
the
all
Mae Young
women
Classic was the
yeah. Like have an all women's pay-per-view. The main event it can be titled Queen of the Ring because the main event will be the finals of the first ever to crown the first ever Queen of the Ring.
Yep.
That should happen. I'm like, that's a good idea.
It should
Too
happen.
bad they probably won't listen.
Exactly.
Not in Saudi Arabia.
It's probably not gonna. Yeah, I don't. That. I don't know. And the last big piece. So Dynamite happened last night.
Yes it did.
Tony Schiavone makes an announcement that
yes he did.
Rampage, the newest show, which I could see the first one. Shout out. Just a little flex that I have under my belt, or will when it happens in like 2 weeks. There's going to be a show at the United Center in Chicago.
The show after they keep saying they kept saying that, like, I'm sorry, but it kept reminding me of the whole WrestleMania caliber shit. Because I'm like, they kept saying the match after or the week after. I'm like, okay, you can shut up. I get it's the week after. Okay, like enough.
I mean, true.
And I have a feeling that they're going to keep saying that until it comes, until that day comes. Oh,
100%.
Even the frick, I can see them. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can see them the day of. It's the week after the first episode of Rampage. Jesus. Like I feel like that's gonna be a thing now. The week after Rampage, I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, it's the week after. We know that now. You can stop saying it.
Yeah, honestly. But as soon as as soon as the graphic was shown, you immediately hear the CM Punk, CM Punk, all the CM Punk chants, and it didn't help that Darby has a promo interview after, and he literally says some shit like, "I'll be at that Rampage, and I'll take on whoever. It doesn't matter if you're the best in the world." Which is literally like, how more clear do you have to be? Punk's going to AEW.
Plot convenience. That's what it's called.
There you go. Good words. Good words.
Because it's like you could have said anything else. You could have said the baddest person out there. I could face the toughest. I could face the strongest. No, you had to say those. You had to just say exactly that. Exactly the best in the world. I'm like, oh.
It's actually going to be Shane McMahon.
I was about to get to that. I'm like, and then of course, people on Twitter, this is the internet never fails or the internet never loses. People are like, Shane McMahon to AEW confirmed.
Have you seen, I don't know who posted it, but it was like a Photoshop. It was like Punk's tattooed torso, but then Shane's head. And I lost it.
Oh my god.
It's fucking great. People have too much time on their hands, but I love it at the same time.
I know.
Ow.
Oh my god. I don't know why it made me laugh so much. I guess because I forgot that was his whole thing for a bit, that he was the best in the world.
I try to, but then WWE just like ends up throwing it back in my face somehow, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all I had. Sorry if I'm looking at my eye and it's really bothering me.
Yeah.
That's all I had for news and rumors. I mean, besides the fact that the American Dragon, Jake Long, Daniel Bryan is gonna be also probably going to AEW. But besides that, that's all I had. Did you hear or see anything?
I have a rumor. It's a pretty big rumor. Like, I don't know how true it is. Again, I just kind of seen this. I saw this floating around on Instagram.
Okay.
That the Iconics are going to AEW. And they're going to be Britt's bodyguards. Like, not like as characterized, like as bodyguards, but they're going to be like kind of like her little hench women, if you will.
Didn't she say something about that or something like that on Dynamite? I like heard.
Yeah,
I was listening, but then I wasn't listening at the same time.
It's because I was trying to pack shit. Because I spent the night. I had a sleepover yesterday, and I was trying to pack shit. So I was kind of like half paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly paid more attention to me than me because that makes a lot of sense. That'd be cool to see them.
Yeah, like, they're not gonna be like, you know, oh, we're not gonna pretend. They're not extras. They're not gonna pretend no one knows who they are. Like, they're going to be debuting, or rumor has it, they're going to be debuting in AEW as Britt's, bodyguards. I'm pretty sure they're going to use probably another term because I think bodyguards just makes you sound like, it sounds like an extra, like a role, like as an extra,
No, I
which
know
I
what you're
definitely
saying.
know that they're not going to be booked like that.
Which I don't think they would be,
No,
especially
for sure.
especially because Sean Spears' wife Cassie, aka Peyton Royce,
Hayden.
love her. She's great.
Yeah, I
It
know.
like he's in a pretty kind of like prominent role right now, and they're very public with their relationship. So they're fucking married.
It'd be kind of fucked up if they didn't like if they
Exactly. It'd be the same if
so
like this would never happen, but if Adam Cole were to leave WWE and go to AEW, they wouldn't act like him and Britt weren't dating. Because like it's
yeah.
been acknowledged by both companies at this point.
Oh, I know there was that whole situation when during Adam Cole's match, the camera just happened to be on Britt, like the
Oh
concerned
yeah,
Britt face.
the War Games. Wait, no, it was the
I think it was War Games,
no,
no?
I think it was the fuck. Was it War Games when he went through the table with Tommaso, or was it the match he had with Johnny and he went through the tables?
All I know is that there was a match where they showed Britt, and then people gave him shit for it, and they're like, and then it became the concerned Britt look. And AEW took a shot at WWE for that because this is before Britt even turned heel, so that's how old this happened.
Yeah.
But I forgot something happened. It was like a women's match. Britt was in the audience, like front row seating, and then like something big happened, and then of course Britt's doing this, and she's watching, and they put it on her. I'm like, nice. I'm like, what a way to take a shot.
Honestly, the inspiration is they applied for the patent for Brit, and it was the 2 out of 3 falls with Johnny at Takeover.
I was gonna say, I think because it was the one where, it was a normal one-on-one match, and then the second one was was no disqualification, and then if there was no winner by that point, then they would.
That's when they went to that fucking steel cage of doom type. The weapons were in the
Yeah.
cage.
Yeah, that it was that match. That was a really good match. That was the match I showed my dad when I tried to get him to watch NXT, and he was like, "They used too many super kicks." I'm like, you know what? I'm like, Dad, the match, not about the super kick, okay? I'm like, and that's when I realized I'm like, he's not gonna like the Young Bucks. He's never gonna like the Young Bucks.
Too many super kicks. He's not gonna like the Young Bucks. Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, I know. He's like, they did too many super kicks. I'm like, note to self: never show Dad Young Bucks match.
You're like mental notes. Take it down. Write that down.
I
Write
know,
that down.
I know, right?
Any other news or rumors?
Um, again, I just saw this from a wrestling news page that I follow. So again, it's a rumor, or I guess I don't know if it's considered like news or rumors. It's one of the two, but apparently Vicky Guerrero is trying to push AEW to sign Ruby Riot. I don't know what her new name is, Ruby Soho.
I don't know what her new name is off the top of my head.
Yeah, but she wants AEW to sign Ruby Riot, and she's like pushing for that.
Bro,
So
fuck
I'm like,
yes. Let's go.
So I'm like, I would like to see that.
I would like to see it. You know?
Yeah. And this is another one again. I don't know if this is news or rumors. I guess this is news. I think this is news. I think this is news that apparently Chelsea Green would go back to WWE if she could play the part of Lily, Alexa Bliss's little doll friend. So that if she got the call and said, "We want you to be like the, I guess, persona of Lily," she would take it. And I'm like, interesting.
Well, I mean, she does like the hot mess character, so she's good at like doing shit like that, I guess.
Yeah, and
interesting.
But I don't think they let her do that in NXT. I don't think they've ever really let her.
No, she didn't get to be the hot mess.
So yeah, I think as long as because I guess that's the only deal, like the only way they'll get her back, and that's even if they want her. But if they called and said that they want her to be Lily, then she'll go back. But honestly, I think that's what make it a little more interesting, because it's getting kind of boring in my opinion with the whole like, oh, Lily said this, Lily said that,
I really just want Eva Marie taken down, but that's neither here nor there.
But it would be cool if, like, for example, Chelsea Green came out as, Lily and took her out like the way Eva Marie had Dewdrop take, Alexa out, or try to help her take Alexa out. So it's kind of like, well, look, I have Lily's a person too, you know, and like that, it would kind of like prove everyone, like, look, I told you Lily was real.
Like, we thought that for the longest time they were gonna do something with Sister Abigail and like make Sister
I
Abigail like
know,
an actual
but
person. They never did, but like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but yeah, but again, I think that would be definitely a very unique way to like kind of further that whole thing with Lily and her feud with Eva Marie and Dewdrop.
I would like to see it.
Well, WWE just got to make the move and call Chelsea.
They're
back.
not going to though.
I know they're not.
She's thriving with her husband in
Matt Cardona.
Impact.
Impact. Well, Matt Cardona won the GCW championship.
Yes, he did.
And yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it is so sad, but it's his first singles title, I think, since like the Intercontinental Championship, which was held for one day, you know?
Did he hold the US title after that? No, that was before.
That was before.
That was way before.
I believe.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Man, so. Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo.
I don't know if this was fan art or if it's an actual shirt, but it shows like it's. I think it is fan art, but it might become a shirt. It's of him, like him with the title, and instead of woo woo woo, it says boo 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 because you know he's a heel. I'm like, oh my god, that's brilliant. I'm like, take my money. I want that as a shirt.
I would like to see it. I wouldn't buy it, but it'd be very funny. Anything else? Because every time I ask you anything else, you ask something else.
I know. I'm sorry. We're good.
That's all right. So I for like today in women's wrestling history thing that I'm still very happy that I'm finding stuff. There was not a whole lot, but SmackDown 2011. It was a 6-women tag match. It was Alicia Fox, Tamina, and Rosa Mendez defeating Natalia, Caitlyn, and AJ. Now, listen to those names.
I know.
Alicia Fox is gone. Rosa Mendez is gone.
AJ's gone.
AJ Lee's gone. Caitlyn is gone. Tamina and Natalia are the women's tag team champions.
But Natty's hurt.
But Natty apparently fucked up her ankle on Monday. And this was back when, like, this was like, you know, divas. This was the divas era. There was like a surprising amount of women on the roster back then.
I was gonna say, how is like this is supposed to be the women's evolution or whatever? Like, how is there more women in the divas era than there were in, you know, the women's era? You know.
I mean, that had the Bellas. Oh my, Beth Phoenix.
Oksana, no.
Or she? I didn't see her name when I was looking it up.
Oh, but in 2011, like no.
I think she would have been like barely used. She probably would have been more so like Cesaro's like, like, whatever manager, I guess. I don't even know what the word is.
I wasn't sure on the year she would like start wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think this was like the year Total Divas started, or around that year.
I think it was 2012.
I think it was around this time. So it had like Beth Phoenix, Rosamenda, like all of these people I named, the Bellas. I think I remember seeing Eve Torres's name still on the list. So there was a lot of people. What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say fuck, I'm blanking on the name now. Never mind. I'm blanking on the name. I can't remember.
Could you describe her? Maybe I can try and figure it out like that.
No, I'm bad at this. I'm bad at describing. No, it's because I'm bad at describing. So if I start, I'm gonna sound very confusing. If I think of the name, I'll now and
if
when we move on.
If you think of it, just blurt it out in the middle of us talking.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
But yeah, so I just thought that was very interesting to like look at that and see like the women's roster back then versus the women's roster now.
Honestly, though, I think it's like I'm not gonna say it's their fault because they don't plan the booking. They're not in charge of the booking. But it was before the Four Horsewomen, you know.
Oh yeah.
It was way before then. You know, I don't even think they were all debuted in NXT. I don't even think any of them were in NXT at the time. But All I know is that now with the four horsewomen, especially them on the main roster, they're the only ones like being used, like heavily used. And like, I'm a fan of Becky. I love Becky and stuff, but like it's really been about the four of them. So I feel like as long as they have them four, it doesn't really matter who else they have. That's why they think, oh, well, we need a few more people. Let's throw in Natty. Let's throw in Tamina.
Well, so Charlotte's constantly in the fucking title picture, and I hate it, as I've discussed numerous
Oh,
times. Which now the fact
same.
that she's probably gonna win at SummerSlam pisses me off. But that's fine. Neither here nor there.
I
Um,
really don't want it.
so Charlotte is still in the title picture. Sasha's
There she is.
MIA. Bailey's hurt, and Becky's prepping for a comeback within the next month or two, probably.
Yeah, apparently she dyed her hair orange again.
I mean, she looks good regardless. I kind of liked the light hair. I think it really
Yeah,
suited her.
I
But
think she
if
should
she
have
did
come
it,
back with like.
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I think she should come back with a different color hair, even if it's like more like red orange, like a little more red in it. Like I feel like just coming back orange again, like as the man. I feel like you've been gone for so long, like maybe try and change things up a little
But I
bit.
think that's what people are expecting. So maybe she'll do that for like a month or two, and then
Unless
dye it again.
unless she pulls a Sasha Banks, comes out with what we think is
The
orange hair,
wig.
and then takes off the wig.
I mean, I gave Sasha Banks a lot of shit, but like
That
that
was
was
cool
pretty
though.
fucking cool.
And I love her blue hair. Honestly, I think it's better than the purple one.
Yeah, the blue hair fits her very well. Shout
And
out.
so, if that were to happen, if Becky had a Sasha moment with the wig, what color do you think, or what should it be? Like,
It should
what
be like
color would?
it should be like a dark red, like back when she was in NXT, like before she started dyeing it like orange.
Yeah, like I'm thinking not like natural redhead, but like Eva Marie's, but just a little bit darker. I don't want to sound like more like the color of blood. Like I think it should be something like that, or
Okay,
if anything, have like a red orange ombre. Like have it from the roots red to like
make it look like
orange, or
actual fire.
yeah, exactly.
I would like to see it. That'd be cool.
I'm like Becky. I'm like, let's tweet Becky right now. Becky, you should do this.
Please, por favor.
I know, por favor.
Okay, being the elite. Anything happen on being the elite that had repercussions or anything like that on Dynamite last night?
Yes, there was. Of course, it has to do with the Elite and
Shocker.
the Dark Order. And the Dark Order, actually. Number one, the Dark Order is back on being the Elite
Yes.
because they threatened and blackmailed Brandon Cutler to bringing them back. And
As
so behind the Bucks' back, Brandon was like, okay, I'll just throw it in really quick. It's probably like a 1 minute, 30 second, little segment. And he's like, oh my God, it's 4 minutes. It's a 4 minute bit. And so it made the cut because it was on. And they talked about how they were back, the Dark Order. And Colt Cabana wasn't there. I don't know where he was, but they did bring that up. They're like, you lost Colt? So I don't know if he was sick or hopefully he's not injured or something. But he wasn't there, and they mentioned it. So I don't know if that means that there's something wrong. I hope there isn't. But so they Hangman's with them, and they give him a gift. And what that gift is they don't show it, but it was figured out this past Wednesday because he opened it and he was like, oh, this is beautiful, but I don't think I'm going to use it when I go against Kenny. I think I should do it sooner. And I said on my story, I'm like, it's probably Dark Order gear. It wasn't exactly Dark Order gear, but it was more like Hangman Page gear
Yeah.
inspired by the Dark Order, because the gear he wore on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure, it's like connecting the dots super easy. That was the gift because he wanted to wear it sooner. He said sooner. He didn't want to wear it to face Kenny, and he was like, "It's beautiful." And they all talked about like, "Oh, I sewed it myself and stuff." So I'm like,
Aw.
"It's got to be gear." And so what we saw on Wednesday, I was like, "Oh my God, that was the fucking gift. That was the gift that they
That's
gave
cute.
him." And oh my God, it was such beautiful gear. And we'll get into. I keep saying we'll get into that, but we will, because we'll soon talk about what happened on Dynamite. But that was one thing. There was something, it was a little more personal, but I guess because of what happened on Dynamite, it wasn't that bad. Or I guess it just like it was something that like Matt had to push through because it's about Matt Jackson. In the beginning, Nick was talking about how he was traveling alone. He was by himself. It was
Mhm.
just Nick. he was like, I don't know where Matt is. I don't know where Brandon is. Brandon didn't show up because he was being threatened by the Dark
Being
Order. So
blackmailed.
there
Yeah,
was that.
makes sense.
Yeah. So, but Matt wasn't there, and he was like, I don't know where the hell Matt is, and then showed the bit of Matt like brushing his hair. But apparently, according to, I forgot which news source, it's like a one. I think, I don't know if it was wrestling, Reek's favorite, news source, but it said that Matt Jackson was having a family issue, and that's why Nick was traveling alone. And so I was worried that it was gonna affect the match on Dynamite, but it didn't because it happened. But I don't know if that's because the issue was resolved or if Matt just had to go because it was a big match.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. I hope everything's okay, but that's why Nick was traveling alone, and they talked about that in Being the Elite. So that, again, it's not having to do with Dynamite, but it is something that could have affected Dynamite, and it could possibly, if this issue, if it is a family issue and it hasn't been solved, it could probably affect the next Dynamite. Matt might not be on for a while. Who knows?
That's
we'll
true.
just have to wait and see. So that is something else that happened on Being the Elite.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of like what's happening, hopefully everything's good with Matt, the fam, all of that.
Yeah, because even because their sister posted that they did like a little hangout at Nick's place for his birthday, and she posted a bunch of pictures. Matt wasn't in any single one of them. Neither was his family. Dana wasn't there. The kids weren't there. So I don't know what the hell is happening or what had happened, but they weren't there, and that was Tuesday. She posted the pictures on Tuesday, so the 27th. That was Hangman's birthday, but that's when she posted the pictures, and they were nowhere to be seen. Matt wasn't there, and his wife.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe something just happened, but like we said, hopefully everything gets resolved and everything is good with them.
Yeah, and I just hope, like, because for Fight for the Fallen, it's a big deal, it's a big match.
Yeah.
So maybe he felt like he had to go, and I'm pretty sure if like it has to do with Dana, she would want him to go. She would probably say, you need to do this. But now that that's over, there's really nothing left until maybe like Rampage, that something big's gonna happen, like a big match or whatever, or something, a big event.
Yeah.
So I feel like if things have not been resolved, then he's probably not gonna be.
He's gonna take time
on
off.
which honestly is completely fine. Yeah, I'm like, there's no obligation. He doesn't owe anyone shit, especially if there's something wrong with his family. If it's a family problem, that should come first. So I don't know what's happening, but I hope everything's okay, and I hope everything's resolved. But again, only time will tell. And as the next few episodes of Dynamite and even Being the Elite come on, we'll have to see if things have been resolved, and I think we'll tell if Matt's there or not.
Yeah. Since you decided to say or speak of the man, Savannah, I've spoken so highly of you.
Oh no, that's why I did name drop. I was about to say it, and then I was like, wait.
Oh, you know that if it gets brought up in any way, shape, or form, he'll hear about it. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
But on to Dark Elevation, which was like 2 hours. Match number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 in 2 hours isn't too bad.
But still, like,
it's a lot.
You don't see that shit on Dynamite.
So the main event was Pac defeating Chuck Taylor. Chris Statlander and Tay Conti defeated The Bunny and Maddie Rinkowski. Eddie Kingston beat Serpentico. Yuka Sakazaki defeated Amber Nova. Brock Anderson and the Gun Club defeated Chandler Hopkins, Cameron Cole, and Izzy James. Luchasaurus defeated Jorah Joel, or Joel, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Wardlow defeated Bear Bronson. Scorpio Sky beat Fuego del Sol, who got his shit rocked by our mans on Dynamite. He really did. Poor Fuego.
I don't feel that bad.
I mean, it just came out of nowhere. Like, that's why you don't go help. That's why you don't go help Cody, because you get your shit rocked with a black mask.
Like, they'll be like, go home, and be like, hell no.
You eat a black mask because of it. Angelico defeated Marco Stunt. Thunder Rosa defeated Micah Madrid, or Mika. I don't know. Lee Johnson beats Luther. The Lucha Bros defeat Dark Order number 5 and 10. And Jungle Boy beats Mark Quinn. And then we moved to Dark, which was an hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches.
All right, that sounds reasonable.
Isn't that good?
In 1 hour?
We love to fucking see it. And some of them were like
yes,
long.
We do.
They were like longer matches too.
Because there was only 5.
Exactly. If you give them time, they'll be good.
And you'll get people to watch.
Yeah, honestly. Like, Diamante beat Big Swole because she cheated. I like that feud still going on. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson beat Zach Mason and Warren Johnson. Abaddon beat Killa Kate. Red Velvet beat Alejandra Lyon. And the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin beat the Acclaimed with Baby Ziggler.
Little Dolph.
Baby Dolph. Ryan Nemeth. And then Brian Pillman Jr. got on the mic after the match. It was very good. I gotta say, I love me some Brian Pillman Jr. He's so good. And like, man,
he's officially signed now, so
I know, and they're the number one. Jesus,
number one.
Damn it!
I'll say it for you, number 1.
Thank you. Ranked tag team apparently, or they were as of when this was shot.
I know, and I hate to break it to you, but I just don't see them. I don't see them being the ones.
They're not going to, but it'll be a good match, is what I'm alluding to. All right. Wrestlers of the week. Did you start last week?
I think I did. I don't remember.
All right, so I should start.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'll start. I'm gonna start with tag team.
Okay.
This might technically be cheating, but I do that a lot, I think, with these. I'm going Dark Order as a collective. Because A, all of them are so talented. B, they put up hell of a fight last night.
Like, don't remind me. I'm like, don't
Stu
remind
Grayson's
me.
head fucking bounced. Which I hope Stu's okay. Because that was nasty. John Silver's great. Like, they pulled out all the stops. And they put on hell of a show. And I love me some Dark Order. Some spooky perverts. Throwing it back to some old BTE.
Well, when you since we're on the topic of Dark Order,
yes.
I just have a quick question.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
You guys in the chat can answer also. Is Hangman in the Dark Order? Yes or no? Because here's the thing. I said this on my story, but they announced him, or they announced, like, not announced him, but like on the graphic, on lower thirds graphic, it said the Dark Order, and the Twitter, it did say and Hangman Page. It just said the Dark Order, but Hangman's Twitter was with the Dark Order members. But when they put it on social media, when they did the announcements, like when Justin Roberts announced it, they said Hangman Page and the Dark Order. But then, when they were building up to the match, Hangman says, the Dark Order never backs down from a fight. So I'm like, so are you in it? Yes or no? So I want to see what you guys think.
I'm gonna say no.
And I'm gonna say no too, because I think he's an honorary member. He's like,
I was gonna say it's more so just like they're all friends, and like he's not gonna join their group.
They're
but
just friends in dark places.
Exactly. Which I love that shirt. I definitely should have bought myself one.
Oh, I love that shirt so much. And of course, while I was doing the luck for that shirt, I was listening to "Friends in Low Places" by Garth Brooks. I'm like, you just have to.
As you should.
I'm like, that's what the shirt is freaking after.
So yeah, I'm going Dark Order. I don't think Hangman's a part of Dark Order. Will he be eventually? I don't think. But I think it's always going to be like a mutual thing that Hangman's going to have their back, they're going to have his back. You feel?
Yeah.
So that's my tag team.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just so much happened on Dynamite. It's like, what now? Before I get into my tag team, what now? What's gonna happen? They lost. Hangman is now, I thought he just lost his number 1 spot. He's now out of the top 5 completely.
Is he?
Yes, I think that's what they said on or not on Dynamite. They said it somewhere. They were like, he's completely
That's some
he's
shit.
now out of he's now out of the top 5. So I'm like, so now what's gonna happen? I'm like, sorry, Dark Order, I love you guys. You guys are funny, and I'm glad you're friends with Hangman. But like, I don't care if you guys don't get your tag match, okay? I like me the Young Bucks, but I'm more concerned about Hangman. What's gonna happen now? And then I know they're gonna say something on Being the Elite. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm half looking forward to it, half not looking forward to it, because I want to see what's gonna happen, but I don't want to be sad again. I don't want to be reminded of.
I understand. I get you.
Okay, so my tag team of the week. I couldn't really think of one. I'm sorry, maybe it's just me being like a salty little bitch, but I really wanted to say the Elite, but I'm like, because they won and they did good. There were some good spots. You know, I put on my story that there was the spot. It finally happened. The same spot that Hangman did, where he held Nick's leg to cost the Bucks that match before All Out. Nick Jackson again, what's the word? Like, they specifically had Nick do this.
Yep.
Nick Jackson, not Matt, not Kenny, no one. Nick was the one who held Hangman's leg before he could do the buckshot, and they cost him the match, and he was by himself. I thought it was gonna be like a Dolph Ziggler against Team Authority kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But I do think, because Hangman didn't kick out of the One Winged Angel, when he does win the title, it's definitely gonna happen. Because I'm a film student, so when they made sure to really tighten in on like Hangman right after they did the One Winged Angel, they made sure to tighten his shoulders on the mat, showing that he's not gonna kick out. So I'm like, something tells me he's gonna kick out, and they're gonna have that same shot on his shoulders, like him make sure you see the shoulders perfectly. So he's gonna kick out, and it's gonna be a big ass deal. So I wanted to say the Elite. Their entrance was fucking phenomenal with the Space Jam. Nick missed the slam dunk, and
honestly, like, he can do fucking basketball shots from his fucking roof. Yet you can't do a simple slam dunk. Nicholas.
So that was amazing, and then the match was phenomenal. They won. So I wanted to say the Elite, but I'm like, fuck that. It's not the Elite. The Elite's not my pick, because I wanted Hangman to win. So I remembered I'm doing another New Japan tag team, because I know I did the Naito. That's not their official tag name. That's just kind of the Rudolph situation.
Yeah.
But they defended their titles at Wrestle Grand Slam, which is a pay-per-view that has been postponed since, I think, June? I think last month, maybe. I could be wrong. Maybe it was May. I think it was May. All I know is that it was postponed for a long time. And it finally happened. And so the team, this was a little strange though. I don't know where they're going to go with this, but the tag team that Tetsuya Naito and Sonata won the titles from, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. I think I'm saying that wrong. That's the one I wanted to get the pronunciation on earlier.
That sounds right to me.
Taichi, because it's Taichi. Taichi. And I think that's how they pronounce it. So they were the challengers. They're the ones who lost the titles to Naito, but then they won them back. And I thought the match was pretty good. I know it's got mixed reviews. I thought it was pretty good. So they won the titles back. I don't know where it's going to go, where this is going to go now, or who's going to challenge them. But because they won their titles back from Naito, my pick of the week is going to Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi, the new IWGP Heavyweight Champions. So that's my pick for the week.
All right. Cool. I'm also trying to, like, not do the same people every week. So thankfully I still have my notes. So I'm trying to, like, figure out different people to do.
That's what I do also. Like, that's why I tried to think. I'm like, no, I already said this person. Because I was thinking of AJ and Omos again. Because I think I said them already. But I was like, they had the same matches the week before. So I said, no, I can't do that. So I immediately scrapped that. And that's when I was really debating on the Elite. And I was like, no, fuck that. So then I remembered Wrestle Grand Slam. I'm like, okay, I got a tag team. That was the one I struggled with the most. The women and the men were pretty easy for me, and I'm pretty sure you know why soon.
Yeah. So we'll just move straight on to the women. I want to save the men for last because I want to explain mine.
Okay, that's fine.
Women, she's the thumbnail, Dakota Kai.
I had a feeling. I was like, listen, I saw what happened, and I was like, I have a feeling she's gonna be our next thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, she is, dude. The picture was nice. I had to. She finally turned on Raquel because she said, as long as I got your back, you will be NXT Women's Champ.
The way she said that was
Exactly.
just. I'm like, why would you word it like that? I'm like,
Because she's a genius.
again, it's plot convenience. Back to Darby Allin saying best in the world. You just had to say it like that.
Exactly. And Raquel turned her back on her, quite literally, to go on the top rope and gloat, to eat a kick to the face by Dakota. And Dakota is gonna be the next NXT Women's Champion at
she
TakeOver.
is. Finally, though, I've been wanting this for a while. But I don't know if you saw on Twitter, again, the internet never loses. Someone said Dakota Kai is officially the Kevin Owens of the female Kevin Owens.
I just saw that.
First it was Tegan Knox, now it's Raquel.
Still pissed about Tegan. Still hurts.
Well, maybe Tegan's gonna come back and never mind, she's on SmackDown.
She's on SmackDown.
I was like, maybe Tegan will come back and beat her for it. Nope, it's not gonna happen.
I'm never gonna get Team Kick again.
It's okay.
I'm sad. But yeah, I gotta go to Dakota Kai. She kicked ass, and she's gonna be the new NXT Women's Champion.
And that's the thing. I really wanted to pick Dakota Kai too, but I just knew. I'm like, Katie's gonna pick her. I want to try and keep things different.
Okay.
So I was like, Katie's gonna pick her. So I'm like, I'll be the one to take one for the team because I don't really watch NXT, and I'll pick someone else.
Okay.
And honestly, again, the pick was pretty easy after Dynamite, and my woman wrestler of the week is Miss Thunder Rosa herself, because she's not only officially signed with AEW, she won her match last night, and she is the #1 ranked. I don't know if she's now the #1 ranked or if she's been the #1 ranked, but all I know is that she's got a date with Britt, and when Britt and Thunder Rosa go head to head, it's gonna be fucking amazing. You're gonna see something good. So we're getting Britt versus Thunder Rosa. What part is it? Like 4? But all I know, 3 or 4, but all I know is that it's gonna be great.
3?
Because I think 3 was the lights out match.
Was 3 the lights out match?
Yeah, because I know there was it was twice. I remember because I was kind of like, really? Because again, I was sorry, Britt, I love you, but I was going for Thunder Rosa your entire feud. Thunder Rosa twice when they went 1-on-1, she got whacked with the crutch by Rebel, and Britt got the win.
True.
So then the lights out match happened, and that's when Thunder Rosa finally picked up the win. Do I think she's gonna beat Britt for the title? No, I don't think so. But she is #1 ranked, and again, we're gonna still get a great match out of it. And I still like Britt, so it's okay. Everyone wins.
We continue to not show love to Casey Caden on a win streak and everything. Listen, I had to go with Dakota. I don't like picking the same people from the same show. So that's why I didn't go with Casey and Caden, because they would have been my tag team. But I knew Dakota was going to be my woman, so I don't want to do like all NXT, because I almost chose an NXT guy, but I didn't. So listen, I love Casey and Caden. Team Ninja. I literally remember when Casey Catanzaro was on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
So shout out to her.
It's rigged. It's opinion based.
That's my opinion. You ever seen that Vine?
That's my opinion.
Thank you.
How do you know what's good for you, man? That's my opinion.
With like the fucking block faces. Oh, it's one of the best.
The filter.
Vines. It's one of the best vines.
They want a recount.
Oh god.
Kyle wants a recount.
What do you mean? Shake my head. Best tag team in the company. We want a recount for the women at least.
Maybe next week.
I will make this promise here and now. If Casey and Caden have a match on NXT and they win, they will be my tag team of the week. You can clip that. You can whatever. That is a
Bucks
statement.
Do something big. I'm gonna hold you to that because I'm like, they'll be my pick.
Hey, we have this on record, people. Snip it, clip it, ship it. I don't care. All right. Male wrestler of the week. I almost chose Samoa Joe.
For that reason,
because he got
talked about earlier.
For multiple reasons, but I'm going with Roman. Let me explain.
I'm like, I want to hear it. I refuse
SmackDown,
to acknowledge him.
SmackDown, he basically
Missionary.
he had the missionary line, which they edited out of the YouTube
I
stuff.
know. I couldn't watch it. SmackDown is. This is why I'm scared of Rampage. It's so hard for me to watch SmackDown. So I'm like, Rampage is gonna be even harder to watch.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully not, because it's on at like 10:30, I think.
Well, 8
Well,
for me.
yeah.
That's still really freaking early on a Friday.
Well, I hope you'll be able to like watch everything, but
Thank you.
it's not just the missionary line. I didn't get to finish talking. I went to my live event on Saturday as a birthday present to myself. Fourth row from ringside.
You sent me some pretty dope pictures.
I sent Savannah some really cool pictures of her men as a good friend. I had to.
Yeah. Yes. I'm so glad you thought of me though. That's very sweet.
You know, as soon as I took them, I was like, oh, she'll like these. I actually took a few of Sheamus that I was gonna send to Vince, but I forgot because Vince is a Sheamus stan. So the main event was Roman and the Usos taking on Cena and the Mysterios. Roman and the Usos were in the corner closest to me. So this guy, one row and like a little down from me, at one like towards the beginning of the match was just talking mad shit to Roman. Just like screaming at him. But Roman's reaction was the funniest part about it. He was just like standing. Okay, so like if this is the corner, he was standing here, so he was facing us. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could see his face. And I kept like looking back and forth between the two of them as it was happening. I didn't even care what the fuck was happening in the match. I was more concentrated on what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
Roman's just like, okay, yeah, keep talking, and like has like no like reaction. And then he sits down and the guy's just like, the guy sits down and Roman's just like, okay there, bud. And he just kept talking shit the entire time. It was so funny to watch. And because I haven't been to a live event in so long, I just missed seeing interactions like that.
Yeah, I like those little like things they can do in the live events because they're not televised.
Exactly, because that's why I almost chose Rhea Ripley as my woman, because my section, we were like hardcore rooting for Rhea, and she retweeted my tweet that has a shit ton of views now. I'm just saying.
Rhea, that's so sweet.
I
saw
her.
that. I'm like,
it was very much like Rhea was over with Pittsburgh.
yeah.
And she like kept just being like, I can't hear you, to like mainly our section. I was just like, you know what? I fucking love you, Rhea. Ow. But for those my mouth hurts still. But for those reasons, I gotta go Roman. He's been killing it recently. And that missionary line was so funny. I can't. So yeah, I choose Roman.
Okay. Yeah.
Who was your choice?
You know, okay. So I think this is gonna be a reoccurring problem for me with the men. That sounds wrong, but you'll see why. It's because
are you gonna choose
I
Hangman?
always think no.
Oh, okay.
I'm always thinking, and it's sometimes, most of the time, it's always like I think it's gonna be Hangman, but then I choose someone else. This time it wasn't. I think it's gonna be Hangman. After watching Wednesday, I was kind of pretty set, honestly. I was set on having it be Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah.
I was like, he had a phenomenal match against Shingo Takagi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. He didn't win, but it was still a great match, and he just showed that he may be 44, going to be 45 in November, but he still got plenty left to go. He's still got another title reign in him, a world title reign. So if that means, like, come on, if Tanahashi can win the G1 this year, I'm going to be super fucking happy. So he was going to be my pick. Hangman was going to be my pick because I thought he was going to win. He didn't. So then I thought it was going to be Tana. But then something happened. The main event happened. Chris Jericho.
Yep. I was like, what the fuck was the main event? Jesus.
Yeah, the Painmaker, made his remarkable return.
Oh wait, when you're done, I gotta say something about all this. But keep going.
Okay, so then the Painmaker's back. I was super fucking excited when he showed his face paint the week before, and I was like, oh my god! Everyone said Jericho's gonna get killed. Jericho can't hang. Jericho's washed up. Jericho has slowed down. Jericho this, Jericho that. He needs to retire. He's gonna be gone soon. Why did he sign with AEW? He's gonna be gone in a few years. Oh my god, after that match, everyone sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up. Chris Jericho is not going anywhere, and he's still got a lot more in him. And it's mad respect. If you didn't think I had respect for Jericho before, as a hardcore Jerichoholic,
Jericho.
Yeah, exactly. This man hates fucking glass. And how many fucking light tubes did he get smashed on him? How many times did he get the light tube stabbed into his head, into his eye? He got thrown. I called this the Ambrose spot because it happened with Ambrose first, where he went for the code breaker, got caught, and got thrown onto the glass shards. He hates glass. He doesn't want glass used as a weapon against him. But he still did it.
Most people wouldn't. So I understand.
No, but like he's someone who would definitely prefer not to. Like I think reluctantly he was like okay, but he hates fucking glass. He's not like Nick Gage, the one who glass is his best friend. He doesn't like glass. He's 50 years old. Okay, he's 50 and he's doing shit like this. Holy hell! My pick of the week is the Painmaker, is Chris Jericho. He is the GOAT for a reason. He is absolutely immortal. He's not going anywhere, and he has a lot more to show than what people give credit for. And that's all I gotta say, because Chris, goddamn legend, and he is the GOAT. He is. And it's not self-declared or whatever you call it, self-proclaimed. It's not self-proclaimed. It is the truth.
I feel like self-declared would have also worked, but self-proclaimed,
yeah, but
both work.
Yeah,
both work.
but he is, and he proved it at being 50 and still doing shit like this. Because normally either you're retired, you don't do shit like this, or you're not in as many matches. But he's still a full-time member of the roster, willing to go through death matches like this, and he's still touring with Fozzy at the same time.
That's fucking wild.
So he is he is immortal, and his legacy is just getting, he's the best, and that's why he's my pick.
Those are very good reasons. I mean, I would have. There was a lot of choices for male. They all showed up.
Yeah, I had considerations. Again, I thought it was gonna be Hangman, and then the match was first. I'm like, motherfucker. But I still thought it was gonna be Hangman because I'm like, Hangman's gonna be, he's gonna win, and especially after it became a 3-on-1, I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna make a fucking comeback. No, he didn't. So I was sad. But then I saw Tanahashi on my screen, and I'm like, oh my god. And then especially after his match, it's got to be Tana. Okay, sorry, Tana, I love you, but let me tell you, Chris beat you after Wrestle Kingdom, and now he's beating you as my pick. So, jeez, yeah, it's Chris Jericho, and oh my god, like, the New Japan Jericho vibes just, it felt so good to see the Painmaker back. That's all I gotta say.
So, before we get to the question of the week, have you seen the controversy going on with that match now?
Yeah.
With the pizza cutter, and then as they went to a commercial, in the picture, it was a Domino's commercial.
I didn't even...
Wait, you didn't know that?
I didn't know. I knew about the controversy. I knew they were getting shit, but I didn't realize it was because of the pizza cutter and the Domino's.
It's not even spoilers. We've talked about everything. During the death match, Nick Gage was using a pizza cutter on Chris Jericho's forehead, as one does in a death match, right?
My poor guy.
They go to picture-in-picture, right? And I didn't notice this at first until it started popping up on fucking Twitter.
I didn't notice it either.
Because once they go to picture-in-picture, I, turn around and,
I zone out, or I go on my phone.
Exactly. I stop paying attention once they go in picture-in-picture. They fucking showed a Domino's ad. And now Domino's is all pissed. I mean, rightfully so, but I do not
I
cry.
don't think it was on purpose though. It just wrong place, wrong time. I don't think they told Nick Cage, "Hey, you're in picture. There's a Domino's ad. Go back to the
Honestly,
pizza cutter."
honestly
It was
though,
unintentional. It just wrong place, wrong time. Oh my god.
it's
Oh,
so
I'm
funny.
It's also, I guess maybe I'm just new to death matches, but let me just ask, how long has a pizza cutter been a popular weapon? Because it happened with Chris and Nick Gage, and then with Sami Callihan and Kenny Omega, same thing, the spot with the forehead. I'm like,
I feel like that's been
I just have,
his specialty for a while, if I had to say.
but like, I guess, since when did it become, like, when was it a popular weapon? Again, like, within, like, not even a month, we see Kenny getting the spot with the pizza cutter, and now Chris getting the spot with the pizza cutter. I'm like, man, I think MJF's gonna use a pizza cutter on Jericho when
He probably is. Maxwell's
well,
a scumbag.
I know everyone was talking about how Chris is gonna lose, he's gonna get killed, and I was like, honestly, I kind of had this level of acceptance. I was like, honestly, especially for his debut match, that could happen. I was kind of like ready, mentally preparing myself to accept it, but I was kind of thinking. Again, I just think weirdly like this, especially because this shit, especially now more than ever, is never gonna happen. But I was just kind of thinking, like, if Chris does lose, he no longer gets to face MJF. That's a shame. It's
Oh.
almost like, again, this is if we did lose. I'm like, it's almost as if someone else earlier tonight didn't just lose a match where you lose the opportunity to face someone you wanted to face.
Hmm.
This same person happened to be an old rival. They fought each other for a title once, don't remember when, um but now they're both faces, baby faces. They're both very over with the crowd. I wonder
Hmm.
if maybe a brief alliance, just ballpark, brief alliance could possibly
Perhaps.
form. Put your differences aside, maybe take
Perhaps.
down the people you hate most. But it didn't happen, so
You
but
said, but it's all hypothetical, so it doesn't really fucking
but
matter.
no, yeah, but especially after he won, I'm like, oh, that's not happening now. But I was just thinking, I'm like, it would be kind of cool to see Hangman Page and Chris Jericho join forces after what they've gone through with the AEW title match at All Out 2019, and then they face the Bucks. Well, not the Bucks. Well, MJF. Oh, well, yeah, MJF and Kenny Omega. Because I don't know why I said the Bucks. Maybe it's because Hangman has more shit with the Bucks than he does with Kenny, for real. But like in a tag match, and then stipulation could be like, it's kind of like a double or nothing kind of deal. If
Yeah.
you win, both of you get your opportunities back. Chris, you can face Max, and Heyman, you're getting your title match again. But then if you lose, maybe something even bigger happens. Maybe Jericho has to retire. Maybe Hangman, is suspended for like, half a year. Who knows,
Mm-hmm.
like have a big stipulation. But it didn't happen, so it's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to say something about the 5-on-5 match, but that has nothing to do with our picks, so I can do that afterwards.
I was gonna say, well, you can do it before we do the question of the week if you want.
I just wanted to say really quick, because then again, it's about the match. So,
Okay.
um, maybe it's because it was on TV. It was on an episode of Dynamite. They do have a time limit, but it's a Survivor Series match. That's what it is. The 5-on-5
Yeah.
elimination. But was it just me, or was, I guess, with the opposed to, like, with the exception of the end with Hangman and the Elite, was it just not in the beginning, especially not as good of a match as, like, I guess I feel like we've seen Survivor Series matches, like 5-on-5 elimination matches, that were a lot better, and it could be because they were on TV, with the exception of the end. But like, I feel like it was not the best in the beginning. I feel like it was, you know, and also I think it's because, like, during commercials, like, or unless I just didn't notice, people got eliminated. So I'm like, wait, since when was there only, like, since when was it 4-on-3, or since when did this happen? So again, I could be wrong, but I was just like, I feel like maybe it's because it was on TV. It should have been commercial free, and maybe it could have been a little bit longer. But I think it's because since it was on an episode of Dynamite, It wasn't the best.
it got cut down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I mean, I feel like I've definitely seen like worse ones. Um, but I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, Kyle was at the show and he said the live crowd was way into it from start to finish. I mean, yeah, I think the whole it being on Dynamite to start off the show, time limit, people getting eliminated, that definitely like throws it off.
I think it should have been kind of like, well, because it's Fight for the Fallen, so it's something big, and they still had some other pretty big matches there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this could have been like the first time and probably the only time where they actually go over the limit of like, you know, past 8 p.m. or past 10 p.m. for you guys in Eastern time, but like cuz I feel like that match needed a little bit more time and a lot less commercials. I feel like if it was commercial free and it was a little bit longer, I think it would have been a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz again, like Blood and Guts, same problem. It was too many damn commercials.
Um No, you're right. Well, actually when I went to Dynamite, oh god, 2019 at this point now. Um the main event was Mox taking on Pac, and it went like time. Like they ended the live recording but the match kept going. So it's weird that like they do that because
but then they don't make it like they make it a point to mention on TV, well, look, if we have to go past the hour, we will, but
yeah,
we won't.
they have once or twice.
It was barely. It was like maybe a couple minutes.
Very few and far in between if they do it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, matches like that don't need commercials. That's why Survivor Series is like legit a pay-per-view.
Yeah, maybe it's because like my favorite, because I don't know, maybe because again, I'm sorry, I said it as a joke, but it's a Survivor Series match. Okay, that's when you think 5-on-5 tag elimination style, you think Survivor Series. Okay, so there's Survivor Series match. Like I guess I hold a pretty high standard because my favorite Survivor Series match is Team Cena versus Team Authority. That shit was good. And it was like over an hour.
It's a good match.
But again, it was on pay-per-view. But at the same time, you know, the story was good. There had again, and like it was like the AEW situation, like the Elite and Dark Order. There was some pretty big like, you know, there were some pretty big things on the line. You know, they had something to fight for.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big as losing your job. Like I know kayfabe wise, but still, like it wasn't as big as losing your job. But it was still something pretty big. You know, yeah. It got me freaking scared as hell. And sad, but the fact that like, you know, it was about 30 minutes and that includes the entrances, the commercials, so yeah. It was 30 minutes with all that, and those entrances were long. Hangman's was freaking cool though. I liked that. I
really did like that.
The Titantrons, like with the horse running and stuff, that was like purple. It had like, it was darker, it was purple. I thought
did you see so there was an extra spotlight on the end?
Yeah, I saw that. My heart.
All right, we're just gonna move on.
Yeah.
To the question.
We can talk more about this afterwards.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, once we end this, we can keep talking about it. So question of the week comes from Vincente Delgado himself.
Ooh,
shout out to Vince.
Vicente.
Vincente Delgado. So he asked if Punk and Bryan indeed sign with AEW. Do you put one or both in the title picture with Kenny? Now, do you need time to think about this?
I guess I have another question to ask to answer that question. Okay. How soon are we talking? Like immediately or in the future? Because
I mean, he didn't specify.
Okay.
And say, do you need to think? Because I think I have an answer.
I think I have an answer too.
Oh, go ahead.
I guess because sorry, Kenny, your title reign's come to an end, pal. But Punk with Kenny, Bryan with Hangman. So title picture, I guess he did say with Kenny, but I'm talking about the title picture as a whole. Mm-hmm. So Punk with Kenny, and Bryan with Hangman. But here's the thing. We all thought we were gonna get Christian Cage like challenging for the title. Maybe he was next since
I
Hangman
think he
lost.
is. I think he was like number 2. He was ranked number 2 or 3.
Okay. I'm like, all right.
I'm just saying.
Christian, it's okay, Christian. I just the person who was holding the number 1 spot.
Either.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it should have been Hangman.
I know.
But yeah, so we all thought we were gonna get that as soon as Christian debuted, you know, especially because he had that moment where he picked up the title. Everyone's like, oh, he's gonna challenge Kenny. It still hasn't happened. It probably will happen now since like Hangman's out of the top 5.
Yep.
And poor Cowboy. But so for sure Christian is gonna challenge soon, but it took him that long. So with Punk, at least because I say Punk should challenge Kenny as the champion. I guess the thing is that how long, because depending on Punk's debut, as well as how long Kenny still has the title for, I guess will there be enough time? Or will they, again, if they just immediately throw him into the picture, like we thought they were gonna do with Christian.
Yeah. See, I don't know, because I'm in the same boat as you. I don't think Kenny will be champ much longer. But
Hangman.
Hopefully it's Hangman. I could see Punk versus Kenny would be fucking dope. Like, for sure. I don't know if it was, I don't remember where the fuck I saw this. I don't remember who tweeted it or posted it or whatever. You have Punk who, like, went to WWE, Kenny who didn't, or something along those lines. I can't remember the phrasing of it, but it kind of made sense. But then if you think about Bryan and Kenny, that would be so fun. That would be so fun to watch, because we know Bryan can still go. Punk, we don't know.
Sure.
We haven't seen Punk wrestle. We've seen him fight.
So maybe give him a few matches on Dark and shit to get all the rust out.
So I really think, as much as I would love Punk and Omega, I'm going Bryan. I'm going Bryan and Kenny.
I can see it though. Like, again, not that I'm saying that Bryan, he can't face Kenny. I just think, like, if they need to go in the title picture somehow, again, I think it should be Punk with Kenny and Bryan with Hangman. I'm
so sick of Kenny having the title. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And I'm not saying, like, oh, you know what, how dare you, Katie? But, I know I really wanted Moxley to retain the IWGP United States Championship because I wanted to have him at least hold on to it until after Punk debuted. You know, if, he signed with AEW, which apparently, according to other news sources,
according
that's not
to
AEW.
Every other news source,
he is. So I'm just gonna say that he is. I want, because there was that, one of my favorite segments with the Shield and Punk was when Punk was like, I want to face the strongest, I want to face the best one of you guys, and then Dean Ambrose was like, oh, you want to face me? Okay, we'll go whenever, or whatever the fuck. And then he's like, oh, Dean, I wasn't talking to you, I was talking about Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, I've beaten you like half a dozen times. So I'm like, imagine if now John, you may have faced Dean Ambrose, but let's see how
you've never faced John Moxley.
Yeah, Gia.
Wow, good for you. Yeah. You went for it. I'm very proud of you.
So yeah, he's never faced Moxley, and then if he still had the title, it would be like, look, he could defend it against Punk and win. But Punk and Moxley could still happen. I just thought it would have been a little bit sweeter with the title.
We could fantasy book so much for Dynamite and AEW, but I will end the show here.
Yeah.
Because we've gone for about an hour 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, to be fair, the first 5 minutes was me not knowing how to speak properly, so that's on me. The hour 15 at most. Thank you guys so much for watching. When we tweet the question, I literally forgot what it's called. I looked at it too. question of the week. When we tweet the question of the week, feel free to respond. You can DM us on Instagram at SmackDraw.
Yeah, just smacked raw.
I'm never gonna remember that, by the way.
It's okay.
That's why you're here. This is your job. This is your job. Or you can tweet Savannah and I and let us know what you think. I think we have a question for next week. Or actually, no, we can just answer those after.
Yeah.
Why not?
We'll get a question every week.
Yeah, we'll get new questions every week. We'll pick one. We'll do it on air like we have been. But we like getting fan interaction. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been episode 5 of the ShElite Showcase. Did you do the fucking Dark Order?
No.
Oh.
Like, my fingers are like this. Sorry, my fingers, like, when I go like this, my fingers are just kind of bent by default.
Bro, I've worn my glasses for an hour and a half. I'm fucking seeing things.
I mean, what's wrong with the Dark Order? They should have won, but...
Oh, God. Alright, well, thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.